everybody. My name is Jessica Holyfield, and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at SEULGI's track entitled 28 Reasons. We got a music video, a dance practice, and a behind the scenes. This is also a Patreon request. Shout out to Zay for the request. I'm excited to dive in, and I hope you are too. Let's go.
Kiss your brother, 그만 멈춰. 더 깊어져도 못 느껴 my pleasure. 짓궂은 반칙, 떨리는 눈빛. 그런 널 보는 게 참 재밌어 웃겨. I'm breaking every rule. 자꾸만 괴롭히고 싶은 걸. 28 reasons 몰라도 돼.
Oh, this sounds like a revenge song, doesn't it? Come on now. Wow, the harmonies, man. It gives me it's a 2000s vibe. I cannot place it yet though. I love it though. Ugh. You're grown up. Yeah. Yes. Sheesh. So much depth to that. Whoa. Okay. Good and evil people are not clearly distinguished. Good and evil coexist within one person. Even if one seems good, greed and temptation always exist together inside. We simply try to resist from being captivated by evil. Wow. Yeah, it's giving heavy 2000s vibe. I don't know if I'd go Destiny's Child, but it's that era is what it feels like. You know what I mean? Whoa, so freaking sick. Okay, here we go. Dance practice time, party of us. Ready. Yes. Nice contrast there. Yes, crawl those hands. 28 reasons. It feels like I know she was part of our duo for Naughty, so I feel like we're overlapping some of our choices or using that skill set here. I don't know the timeline though, but this is a vibe. Yes. The whistles are nice, using the wordplay of the whistle here. One hit, that little bump bump. That feels very SM and like declaration, doesn't it? Yes. Nice. Yes. Yep. One hey. Yes, I love that accent. Yes. That was clean. Come on. I love that reverb choice there.
But it's okay.
Yes, heel toe from her. Let's go. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
28 reasons 몰라도 돼. 나쁜 의도 없어. 내겐
Yes. Yes. Love the hips to accent that wrist rotation. Yes, talk about a revenge song. If you need a song that's going to, what's the word? What is it? If you get your nails done because you're out for revenge and you get that like dark red, use this song on your Instagram post. I'm telling you right now, so freaking sick. I'm excited for the behind the scenes on that. Yeah, super fun. Here we go. From the top, I really like the column immediately as we pan out. We've just started on that first really well done. I like how she takes her arms up nice and tall. It's not even her. Like, we don't even... Oh, wait, no, it is her. Okay. Is it? Oh, no. I think so. But I like the wrist rotation. It ties into that final chorus, right? So I like that we have a lot of overlapping fingerprints. They don't come across redundant because they're always packaged or shown in different ways. So we're saturated with so many different things that are going to be more itemized later on throughout the track. So I like how we have it separated, the hinge overs with different levels. I like the angles presented. I like this little... just the subtle little just kind of arm extensions over here on the side, which is nice, super fun. Has her as her center point pretty early. She presents down. I like everybody dropping down in level and they come up and they're right here in their two columns, so they have to be very careful to not like reinstate their position because that'll take away from the subtlety of that spot with those two columns with her, because she's not doing much and you want her to be featured, so you can't be doing too much, right? So I like from there being able to have everybody create more of an abstract position out of it, which looks really nice. The melts are really fun, and I like having the two levels. It's not two levels. I keep saying two levels. It's not. I have two people diving into more of a floor-like level, and then we have a crouching level, and then we have two standing. But notice we have more angles going on with one of the standing groups, which is cool. And I like how we're sitting into our hips. Definitely gives that feminine Cleopatra, I'm gonna bite you vibe, right? And then they're like, excuse me? You know what I mean? The audacity is what it feels like. So stylized hands go a long way. This feels like, oh, you'll be fine, you're a grown-up. It gives that vibe just from these places where you're sitting it. There's a sense of confidence. There's no insecurity. It's are you sure you want to have this conversation? It gives that vibe, which I'm seated for, as you can tell. I'm seated for the long run on this. I like the reset here. So there's a lot of subtle hand mannerisms, which just reminds me of her time with Naughty. I haven't done an analysis of it, but I'm very familiar with the choreography just because it's freaking sick. It's tutting with whacking integration. It's Spella. She's freaking dope AF, right? So I can see a lot of the little fingerprints of that here. And since I keep saying that, let me just go get my timeline in check. So this dance practice and the Naughty dance practice is about a 2-year difference. So I feel like we've still kept like integrations and inspirations. I don't know if it's the same choreographer. I mean, we're going to find out hopefully in the behind the scenes, but I like the fact that that's a part of SEULGI's like movement quality, vocabulary. I like that we just didn't just make it its own little thing and then move on. Like we're still having it a part of her work as an artist, which I love. Super fun. So I like the hands over on the sides with our ladies here. And then how the little body roll with the twinkling of the fingers, keeping those hands locked in position so it feels connected. Really nice. I like how she does it as well in center, but she has it more with her elbows out versus glued to her body. So that's cool. Everyone from here, they lunge and then they basket run away. I mean, that's something I can get over, honestly. If the zoom in happened a little bit better, it'd be better. But I like to take the arms up, and I like the step, ball change, and she goes click, 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 and I like how she has the number 2 out. And then she hits it, I don't know if is there? There's not. It's translated as whatever, but I like the ISO and how she has it. It's not really isolated. It kind of is, but I like how she isolates from that wrist and she does a little, like a rebound, like a door hinge almost, right? And I like how everybody in the back, just 2 of them, they do the full body, so it feels like she's controlling them. But she's still involving herself in it, and I like how they clock it back in their arch, and she does it with her neck, so it complements the angle quite well, which is nice. They go and reset, and they extend those arms out. Notice it's now beginning the itemized vibes of what we were showing in the beginning, where we have those arms presented out in that jazz form. It's just isolated. You have her tracing in, and I like how she leans and commits to one side of the hip. And they ball change to face the back. She pushes forward. I love that sometimes we just let the hair do what it needs to do because she freaking made that a moment. Was that in the choreo? I don't know. It's eating though. I love that. We have our arms right behind our back, which is nice. And I like the tension on the ooh. Yeah, ooh. I really like the pre-chorus. It's just seamless. It's just so like boom. Boom, boom. It's really, really cool. It gives, doesn't it? Reminds you of like Chicago, Cell Block Tango, but not the same genre, but it feels like it's that same degree of intention and vibe. It just feels like it could be in the same family tree, just like a really distant cousin, if that makes sense. But I say that in like a very complimentary way. Cell Block Tango's freaking sick. But anyway, so they're peeking around the back. It's a sense of seductiveness, but also what you looking at? You know what I mean? I like her arms. I'm breaking, and notice she broke the elbow. So she broke the line going from straight to bend, and then she presents the arms out, and I like the little shampoo around. She looks over to her right side, and that, from there, notice the start of this little ripple around came from the right side. Right? So it goes over, so it starts from my front row and then it goes to the back. And I like how she shampoos it around. Everybody rotates back to the front. I like from there, she's more crouched, so we do crawling of the hands. Definitely gives spider vibes, right? Yeah. Da, da, da. It goes ta, ta. And then it goes 24. Yeah. 28. And the violin in the back also gives like it's like a Revenge 2000s track. Survivor by Destiny's Child. It's like, it's not the same, but that kind of sample or instrument that we're hearing, like how we hear those strings, reminds me of how the strings were utilized in timbre tonal color specifically, which is how the instrument sounds in the sound production in Destiny's Child Survivor. So it could be a mix of that. And that one's very much like, you can't control me. It's just a different avenue of empowerment for yourself. So that's very, very interesting. I love that I'm in these analysis, which just makes it so cool that I have Patreon requests that allow me this privilege. It allows me, whenever I hear music or I see movement qualities, it gives me the privilege of diving through and processing, why does this remind me of other songs? And it helps me pick up on it better because it helps me understand myself and where my brain comes from. So maybe in turn, I can be more understanding of other things and other people's choices more effectively, and I feel like I can be a better person or a better advocate for the beauty of art of dance through music too. So this is just really fun. I love that little connection there. They present the hand out to the side, and they go, and it goes moolah. So I like how it looks like they're cocking a gun on that. Really cool. And then it's like we're eating a cherry almost, but it's not quite. It's like a little whistle. We hear a whistle later on, right? And then she presents it forward. So it's right there on the da-na-na, da-na-na. And so we're hitting right there on her words, how she's saying it, which is nice. And we lead it up. Ball change to reset once again, which is nice. So it goes all the hands, and then it's like I'm a little monster, a little devil, right? Or I'm not a devil. And then I like to switch up here. Nice, clean lines. Thank you for that. And then we present. Ladies, their arms shoot up. They go out, and then it goes 28, and they switch it over. And they go reasons, and then we travel it down with a nice little trace and bringing it behind the back. The little pickup of the legs, fun. They take the little passe, they cross it over instead of making it just a little envelope moment where it goes straight to bent. I like how we make it a little fold over. Super fun. We reset, and then we dip right there on the hips, and then we accent that shoulder because we can. We ball change, and I like the twinkling of the fingers all day for that. And she has her little moment there with her hand, and then you have the dancers. What did they do there? Oh, the goes. No, so they also had a nice wrist embellishment, but hers was more central and everybody's was more angled, so it created a nice level at the top, which is fun. They dip in, so she's a little bit more muted. We're assuming because she's a live singer. Red Velvet pops off like that. Love it. I remember when they debuted. It's really cool seeing her now as like a senior, a Sunbae in the scene. I didn't follow Red Velvet as much as I did Gen 2. Like Gen 3 is when I started like trickling off a little bit. But yeah, I really love being able to see them as like seniors in the industry now as Gen 3. Oh, this is so freaking, it just makes me feel so old. But anyway, that to me, I'm assuming is more of a modification of posture versus she can't really go for it. You mean, because that's why you have dancers, right? A lot of times they're taking responsibility for the fullness, so you can do what you needed to do as an artist. We respect that. I like the little melt up, which is also nice. The reach is fun. Twinkle it in, boom, boom, reset, yes to hair, let the hair go, and then we have our arms right there on the head, and I like the melt, so I like that choice. We fold it in with the inversion of the knees, and then we rotate and we twinkle it over across the mouth, go forward, and then we push it over, dun 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 dun. So I like the switch up there is nice. I like the V with the two diagonals, and then everyone does the same head but different arms, which is why it's complementary but still different, and it still pinpoints her as your feature. And they do it again. The whistle is nice, and you have your back row doing the whistle to match her, which is cool. Yep, and so the second line just adds on in the middle. But I like the fact that happened because it creates separation between your feature, which is SEULGI, and the rest of the dancers by having the ones right by her stay low and not contributing, so it doesn't feel too unison. I really like subtle choices like that. Looks cool. I like the shoulders, boom, and a little taps going on with the hands, and then we push it over, don't care, and it goes bum bum with the hands, and we melt it in, and we travel it through. I like the little shampoo, one hit, and then I like the little wave on this too, which is fun, and we present, boom, and I like how she has this moment. Sound is cool. Let's listen. Ooh, come on now, that sound. Good old finger goes a long way, right? Let's go ta-ta. I love that we're recognizing a lot of those sounds that are in the track that are deemed interruptions or things that are outliers. We're recognizing them and we're making them moments, not just letting them exist in the space, but we're saying, hey, listen to that. There's a reason why we have it there. I love it when choreography helps simulate that as well. Like that treasure. So now it's back to that first verse, but the difference is it feels like there's a little bit more like drive, or there's a little extra oomph happening in the second one. Could I tell you timbre differences? I mean, if we actually, let's try it, shall we? So I'm on minute 4 there. Let me go back. Okay, so those are what we hear. It's about, there's extra basses. You hear the basses? There's also that tss sound too. Oh man, this is so fun. So that's why it feels similar, but it's still different. You have not a lot of things added, but just enough to where we're building and we're not reverted back to verse 1. We got places to be, both vocally, musically, and choreographically. So we can't just stay in the same place, right? And that wouldn't be proper revenge. But I like the presentation of the arms, and then I like the opposition of our dancers facing away and facing towards, and then you have your center SEULGI. I like her arms, they cross, they go down, they separate. I like that they melt through. Nice little switching of going from outside inside or inside outside with our dancer. She's still center. She melts in. Definitely gives a little like crazy girl vibes. We love it. They go down, up. Cool. Now, fixed cams will tell a lot more when it comes to the basket run kind of stuff, which is what we see there. I feel like at the end of the day, it's really not like a huge thing. With megas, I'm way more sensitive to it, but also turnaround times are freaking brutal when you have a mega crew concept on K-pop, was what I've learned. But when it comes to like a large group, I would consider it this, or a really top end small group. I feel like they're able to hide it a little bit better on a moving cam shot, which is what we have here, right? Totally fine, but it's very interesting to think about, right? I like the presentation of the arms are really fun on this, which is nice. The switch over, I like the hinge over is nice. She rotates around, and then they step back, da 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 da. So I like we have single, and then they both do it. She sits back, dreams come true, and she grabs her head whenever that choice happens. That little hoo, and I like they go up, and then they accent there, they go ta-tum, and I like that accent on the wrist too. They push through, and then they melt those hands up, which is also nice. And then I do a nice little melt once again, so I like how they graze the floor, and I like how she makes that a little moment with the dancers too. Super fun. And it goes dun dun, and I like the reset there. Back to the V with the 2 diagonals. 28 reasons, same choreo. Same stuff. Back to the V. I love it. Love me a good mirror transition to get us to our V. Clean line, don't fix what ain't broke. Looks good. Crossover, little melt, and then we body roll it. And we accent with that shoulder. We cross, twinkling it in. Same thing as before. So they're consistent, at least in intention. Yep. Da, da, da. Yep. Same thing. I guess if anything is observation or wishful thinking, exploring one more formation to help repackage the course. Because I don't mind that it's the same. But I personally would wish that, because this is the second time in the same course that we're seeing this formation, I think it would be fun to have it a little different. I have a good chance that they have the dancers in different spots, which is fine, but or having at least SEULGI in a different spot on this, that's just more wishful thinking. It's just a note, nothing even critical about it, which is fine. Little taps are fun. I don't care. I like the clunk, clunk, clunk with the 4 in the back. They have their moment, and then they have 4 transition with her. And then we have, it looks like it's the formation if we just have it right here. So this is SEULGI right here. It's basically here. So that's what the formation looks like, but it's really hard to see it here. The reason why you can tell is that you have your dancers one behind each other, so they're a column. And then notice her foot starts when their outside foot finishes. I like the switch over with half the group going to the inside to help frame more circular wise, which is really dope. I like the transition on that, and then getting the rest out. Really cool way to get people off stage and then get people set up for the next formation. This was cool with the head and the knee accent. That was dope, and I like how she clocked it back as well, more on an arch. No, she didn't. I just lied to you. I totally gave the assumption because I saw the dancers do it, so I was like, maybe she's doing it too. No, she just takes her hand up, which is fine. She goes low. I like that the dancers press up, pushing those hips a little bit further up, and I like the arm up and extended as well. They go and have a little crouch position. I like how they're angling it more towards the inside. The walk is also nice. And this part, bum, 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 bum. Oh, so satisfying. Ugh, I love it. This, to me, I'm like, so glad they picked the number of dancers they did, because just to make it so satisfying like that, top freaking tier on timing. Ugh, it's so freaking pleasant. And then I like how they're all branching it to the inside, allowing her a little sway. A lot of times you would see the feature or your artist just let the dancers catch her, but I like the fact that they chose the hovering approach, because it say, oh my gosh, we can't even handle your revenge or your evil presence, or like that contrast of good and evil vibe. And you see my dancer's red nails. She knows. She got the assignment. She knew. And they go and represent those hands down, which is nice. Head accent, which is also cool. We mount nice stylized hands for that. And then we present into an inverted V with SEULGI more pressed into the formation, which is fun. And then from there, really easy way to get people transition to where you want them to go. So some of them kind of held back before we walked on tempo. They turn out, and I like the windows that happen here. She's in the front. I love this. That one. And then she goes gun two with the reverb. She sinks into it deeper. I love that, and having the head angle to complement it too. I like that they're all, pressing and facing the back, which is also nice. She pushes forward. I like that click. Really nice in sound. Nice little body roll on this as well. We present, I like the cross step with the foot. Super nice there. She hits it, boom, doo-doon, and I like the heel toe, and I like how they do it in place. She does it more towards the inside. It's very subtle, but still complimentary. It looks great. They go high, low, and then they have their melt. She goes, yay. I was so off on pitch, but I love that, yay, yay, yay. To me, vocally, that's just a fun run to try to do, regardless of the key you try it in. It's just fun, satisfying. We're here for it, and I love the speed change melts on that. And everyone has some contrast. At least it's balanced in the choice. So what I mean by that is, even though everyone's making different choices, the levels that we're choosing to go at it are pretty equal in representation on both sides. So for example, the two girls in the front, they're both went low. That's kind of my point. It's really nice. I like that. And then they take the head, getting everybody all back together. Nice little V moment. And they go ding, ding up. Nice way to reset. And it goes 28. So we're just flicking the haters off. Yeah. And then just the subtlety, the mula bop, all day, baby. Yeah. Fold it up. It's so subtle, but I love the little zoom in there. And when you have everybody do something really subtle, it leaves a really dope impact, which is exactly what you see there. Which is why sometimes absence of movement, so you can really focus on the beauty of what that is. Love it. The melts up, I like the 4 and the 4, which is nice. They melt up, and I like the trace travel up the arm. And then she has, hey, hold that note, girl. Let the dancers do their thing. I like the switch up of the hands going into an inversion. Notice is very similar to what we've already kind of seen. So I think that's a pretty okay note to give. I don't know turnaround time. Maybe they'll tell us that. We do have some repetitive formations that don't help as much as I feel like they could if we created more, I don't know, maybe not quite depth, but maybe just variance, if that makes sense. Like, there's some that are great in this, but this is the second time in a very short amount of time that we're seeing this formation. So that's probably why maybe more separation between the reuse of a formation could be that. But if you only had 2 days, do what you got to do. They did great. But if they had like a month, then I would feel like we would have more time. But you really don't know, because we're not just doing choreography. This isn't the same as like a competition dance routine. It's not, and that's fine. You are doing 15,000 other things. She's got her own schedule. I don't know how Red Velvet's activities are, but solo works, unit works, jacket shoots, sponsorships, actual recording of the track, the dance part, music video, any type of fashion schedule. Like, there's so much that she does, because this is a job at the end of the day, and this is like one of 15 components that are a part of this one track. So it doesn't bother me that if this was not, we didn't dedicate the most time to this, that's fine, because this isn't the only thing that matters in the general scheme of what the routine or the track is. But it's still really cool that we can appreciate it. And it's still something that I will still say as wishful thinking for myself, as somebody who does choreography. That would be something that I would have loved to see, but I'm not going to dock it, nor am I going to criticize it. I think it's a totally fine, respectable choice to make, but just something to note. I like the subtlety right there with the hips is fun. I like the presentation of the wrist, the rotation on that, bringing it up. I love that reset on that. Ooh, and the hip. Come on now. And I like the brush and the really fun way to transition to a straight line. Like, that's a good transition. We love that. And I like this with the hip. Boom. And notice that we're not just rotating the wrist and the hip. We're letting the head sink into that side as well. Come on now. It's such a tease. And then we have our energy presenting to the head, melting it down. Notice a straight line instead of a V. So I like that. Like, this outro, I really do like her final chorus, because the formation structure is different than the previous ones. We'll give them that for sure. The look forward is nice. Rotate, bum, bum. It goes out, in, out, which is nice. Rotating through. And they have their arms up. She has hers around her head. And right there over the chest. And then they have their hands planted right there onto the thigh. Nice little hair flip. I don't care. So nice crisp line to the inside. She has her arm up. I like how she hits it and she goes to the front. They're sitting, and I like how they melt it, because they're like, ooh, come on now. And she's like, I'm queen. Bow. And like, she don't even need to make her own crown. They got it in lockdown. Have the framing over it, and I like the stylized hands. It's great. Like, this is fantastic, and I like how she's sitting. I like the finish. I like the general vibes of this finish right here. Bum, bum, and they hold nice and crisp finish. and I like how it drops out. It's just dope. It has a sense of a nostalgia to it, but it just ties into what it reminds me of. Choreographically, I think it's very fitting. And I think it's very successful for what I think she needs it for, which we're totally here for. Behind the scenes, baby. Put on the subs. Turn it up. Let's watch.
괜찮나요?
네.
전에 잘 들어오고. 네.
그다음은 뭐예요?
Ah!
일단은 배우면서.
Yes! That's awesome. Her angles are clean. Do you see Seulgi's angles? That's that Spella training right there. I love that we have Redalik here, because it's a because she would do stuff. She's like, what, the performance director for aespa? Is she still? I don't know that, but yeah, I like the fact that I a lot of times know more about who's choreographing it than who the artist is. I think it's so freaking dope. Another body roll in that. Notice she's showing her. She's giving her details, but she's not teaching it. Does that make sense? That's nice. Well, I would say she's teaching it to her. Like, I know some people are like, oh my god, what do you mean? She choreographed it, right? So she created the sequences. Teaching it, so she's presenting information to who needs it. She's not educating. Like, she's not being an educator here, which is fine. It's a different skill set. That's more of my neck of the woods. Like, I like teaching choreography in a way that has an educator lens, because it's more holistic, and I think about long-term success for the dancer by learning it and what skill sets they're refining, and I bring it to their attention what they're learning. I don't want them to just learn information. I want them to know the why behind the information, and I want them to be able to utilize whatever skills that get refined in learning the choreo to where they can apply it whenever they tackle other choreographies or anything in their day-to-day life. There's a lot of things you can learn just from being in a position like this. So this, to me, I'm gonna be honest, I've been in a position like Seulgi where I've had to learn choreo like this one-on-one. It's stressful for me to have to learn it in this way. I personally am not a fan of it. I ask too many questions, or I prefer knowing the why up front and not having to ask it, if that makes sense. And I'm very sensitive to musicality too, like how the choreo is done to music. But if I've seen it before, then it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit easier to calibrate. So I don't know, it's just very interesting. This to me is more stressful to me, even though she's calibrating to Seulgi's pace and she's used to it. I would feel like I'm doing it wrong, or I'm not allowed as much time, because you only have a set amount of time with her. I like that she's like, hey, I think this feels, that would be me. I'd be like, can we do this, or can we change or go on this sound instead? I would 100% be like that. Right. Look at me picking up on the tutting. Her lines are clean. I love that she kept with that. Right, the opposition. real life though.
발 모아서 한바 한바 작게 작게 작게.
Fighting.
하나만 더 할게요.
Cute. She said I'm sure to work on tomorrow. She's not wrong.
이 약간 이거 약간 연기하시는 느낌이거든. 얘를 정유미야. 아까 말했던 알게는 난 아이들 맞어요. 똑같아요. 사이가 라스트.
Nice. Nice. So I guess she learned intro through bridge. Intro to bridge. Smart. So she had to learn intro, first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, which probably makes sense. Like the two courses, she technically just repeated, which makes it more effective for time. Wow, for pizza! Oh. Wow. And wings.
피자 타임입니다.
Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
1일차 연습을 했고요. 멘붕의 현장입니다. 하지만 어떻게 더 발전하는지
She did great.
지켜봐주세요.
It looks
오늘은
really
이렇게
close to how she did it
끝났지만
in the dance practice.
내일은 더 괜찮을 거고
Yeah.
다음도 괜찮을 거니까 저는
Absolutely.
걱정하지 않습니다.
You look great now. It's only gonna get better. 1,000%.
그러면 저는 피자를 먹고
Mm-hmm.
집에 가도록.
And go back home. Have pizza and go home. All by herself? I hope she has company to eat with her. I mean, but also, I would eat all that myself, honestly. So this is bridge.
이런 느낌. 이게 리듬.
Yes, go. Like, I would teach that mess right in front of the mirror. Get acquainted.
이제 이거 연습 때 하면 이제 댄서분들 이제 의자를 만들어서요. 괜찮죠?
Nice. I wish I could dance in Converse. Y'all let me know, do they have arch support now? Because they never did. But because of the platform style, it feels like they have arch support in there now. But I could be so wrong.
이렇게 내려오면 이렇게 펴지고 그런 상태로 그래서 여기 시작하실 때 여기서부터 시작을 해서
Yes! That's cute. Fill in the gap where you need.
신기해. 신기해. 진짜 정확하게 다
Hey. Dancers. 잠시만요. Oh, I love it. We love it. Yay! So she learned this part with the dancers. Or the second half. Yeah, she learned that day. Well done. Nice. But honestly, the second half I think is more heavy on dancer interaction. So I'm kind of here for this. Best way to workshop it. Da-na, 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 one hey.
I steal treasure 멋대로 부숴 잔뜩 안 되는 꼴에 더 웃음이 나 사랑이란 그래 sweet and bitter 널 망치고 원해 make your dreams come true I'm making every move 빼앗고 다시 줄게 너의 손 28 reasons 몰라도 돼 나쁜 의도 없어 내게 28 reasons 다 아는데
That's cute. Yes, cobras. Nice.
여기서 살짝 이렇게 돌아가는 그림이 괜찮아요. 그래서 밀었는데 하고 넘어뜨렸다. 어머 잘 넘어졌는데 약간 이런 느낌이었어가지고. 따다다다는 남자예요. 네. 이렇게 하는 것도 좀 여유로운 것 같아요.
I am curious whenever, so like as I watch these, I think about there's a lot of familiarity and overlap for how we operate in the space at the studio, and I always wonder, like I think it's more of a thing now for me of, do the choreographers, are they just given what they're told to do, which I do feel like the answer is yes when they work like this. I would be in the position where I would want to ask whoever's in charge, I would even say the artist too, like, what's your goal? Do you want it to be like the culturally accepted equivalents of clean? Do you want it to be known for its cleanliness? Do you want it to be known for the texture? Do you want it to be known for the musicality? Or do you want it to be known for the performance and stage presence? Because the focus in the practice is going to adjust to that, to me. Because especially if you're on a tight timeline, and if you want a really clean dance, you sacrifice working on performance. You look at, we got to make sure everybody's on the right page, right? But if all the members and dancers are all implicitly calibrated to each other because they've worked together for a long time, then that's a little bit easier to do than a newly formed group or a newly formed collaboration. So I find that interesting here is that Redelique's been a part of SM for a hot minute on the direction side. So I know she probably has her set group of girls or like a pool of people that she's be like, okay, SEULGI needs da-da-da-da-da, you know, that kind of stuff, which I think is really fun, honestly. It's cool. So she has her way of doing things, and she kind of, I'm assuming, knows kind of what SM wants for works like this, right? Fighting! I wonder if they were doing it slower. She said it's so slow. See, we didn't get... Why does that not look? Why does that not look familiar? The little arch. Oh no, let's just film it. That's fine. That's fine. Love this. Love that part. Probably my favorite part. Does that girl's shirt say bitch on it? Rich? Yay! Yay! It gets tiring, man.
댄서분들과 처음으로 맞춰봤는데요. 뭔가 같이 그림을 만드니까 더 그려지는 느낌이네요. 혼자 있을 때는
Yeah.
안 채워졌던 부분이
Right.
같이 하면서 채워지고 있습니다.
Exactly.
네, 지금
That's
며칠
good.
안 됐으니까
Just what? Probably 3 days?
동작의 확실성이 없지만은
2 days?
잘 나아질 거라고 믿고요. 더 빡세게
Good job.
끝까지 다 배웠으니까 동작을 더 익히는 걸로 확신을 가지고 동작을 해야 된다고. 슬기야, 정신 차리자. 그러면 저는 이만 물러가도록 하겠습니다. 안녕.
안녕. It's dance practice. So I guess 3 days. What did I say? What did I say? Okay. Yeah. She did great. It was pretty clean. 원해. Sweaty. Aww. Yay, fighting! Ah. Just kidding, it's been longer than 3 days. Because they had to learn it, and then they had to do the music video, and then this dance practice. No, I get that. Love me that gimbal so much. Nice. You're like, no, for real. It worked, so I wonder if that was just a mannerism she added in, because she... The little clap in the back is cute. Second one. The clap on the video. Yay! So they had to do 2 takes. Yay! Wow. Those look good. That's adorable. I enjoyed that very much. I hope you guys did too. I love it whenever we get fantastic Patreon requests like this one. So Zay, real one as always. Really appreciated this. And I want to hear from y'all. What was your favorite part of the choreo for this? And yeah, you guys know me. I know you. I'm Jess, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.